I've been a mimic my entire life. In style, in voice, in form, even in my first fetal somersault, turning slowly in an act that took the length of a week, I saw with underdeveloped eyes through the gloom the figure of my brother and said, I will grow hands and fingers like him, and a nose like him, and a heart like him. And someday, in the spring, I will write this story and deliver it in sounds existing since the dawn of time, letters since the age of the Greeks, and words taken straight from a Pat Conroy novel. But I hope you will not condemn me for my mimicry. There's a quote I'm sure you all know, so I failed to look up the speaker or the actual words, but it talks about standing on the shoulders of giants. I think that could mean a lot of different things. There is, of course, the obvious theme that without those who came before us, where would we be? We could not see as far nor stand as tall. Essentially, we must rely on the creations of our fathers to push us through today. Essentially, we must be their mimics, mimic the curiosity of Einstein, the insight of Aristotle, the passion of Van Gogh, the genius of Darrell Comfort. For they are creators of science and beauty, and without them, where would we be? But I don't think that's what that means. I think by standing on the shoulders of giants, we may only see more of what has already been created. What, as I have recently come to realize, has always existed. Everything around us, every speck of dust, every bit of rock or metal that makes up every part of every machine, every voice, every idea has always existed and sat silently, like Michelangelo's David, waiting to be chiseled out of its marble prison, waiting to be pieced together to form the ultimate machine, waiting to be spoken for the first time. I am a mimic, and that means, class of 2014, that as I sat down with the intention of writing the most inspirational speech ever written, of writing something so new and insightful that it would manage to stick in your heads, not just until the end of your academic career, but for the rest of your lives, that I realized something. First, that I had forgotten who I was speaking to, and that most of you, in all the excitement of graduation, will probably have forgotten what I've said within the hour. But more importantly, I realized that I cannot create a new way of imparting some sliver of wisdom I may have gathered in my 18 years on this earth. I cannot form words from sounds no one has heard before, or fill you with an inspiration that has never before been felt. I cannot develop a new style of writing that does not digress into long interludes of parallel syntax, because that's how my favorite writers do it. And I cannot, Miss Glenda, keep myself from writing outrageously long sentences with commas thrown in wherever I see fit, even if it costs me the state literary competition, because, gosh darn it, that's my style. My style. One I have been gathering from those around me since before birth. A style I have made mine by copying and employing, consciously or not, the best and sometimes the worst of those around me, and have somehow, somewhat miraculously, come out of it all like this, unique, though made exclusively from the fabrics of the universe that have been in existence for all time. So I will do my best to form my advice for you, class of 2014, in a way maybe you've never heard before, though the idea I'm sure you know because I myself heard it in a graduation speech just the other day. We are mimics of the best kind. We have the ability to stand on the shoulders of giants and choose to look out with the resilience of Gandhi, or look up with the elegance of Maya Angelou, to close our eyes with the virtuoso of Beethoven, or to employ the enthusiasm of Gina Watkis and the patience of Mr. Phil, God bless St. Phil, and build a flying contraption to get us off of those giant shoulders and take us to any place we desire to go. All the materials for anything we could ever say, do, think, build, and be are here, in the earth, in our homes, and in our minds. And if we are not satisfied with what we see around us, I urge you, class of 2014, to discover, to chisel David from the marble, to build the ultimate machines, and give a voice to the truths which yet remain unspoken. Look beyond the shortcomings, the wars, the triumphs, the days of our fathers and mothers, and dare to discover what is waiting. Discover your style, whether it be commandeering Mr. Chuck's golf cart in the 4th grade, overusing the term diabetes, still not completely sure what the joke is behind that one, or being the world's best and proudest small goals player. May the small goals rest in peace. We are the class of 2014. According to Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do. According to the band Fun, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. According to Will Ferrell, we are not French. We're American because we're in America, okay? Greatest country on the planet. Everybody has their opinion of what we are. To me, we are the Harry Potter generation. We are incapable of hearing the phrase "let it go" without bursting into song. We are in the unfortunate habit of putting too many hashtags on things that really don't need any hashtags at all. Hashtag graduation, hashtag speech too long, hashtag let's get this over with. And we are all too often caught taking selfies in public places. So, class of 2014, before I wrap this up and we graduate, let's take a selfie. We are the class of 2014. And although we are already an incredible class full of incredible students, athletes, musicians, pilots, writers, and scientists, our futures have yet to be determined. But one thing is for certain, 2014 will be one for the history books. Now let's graduate.